Imagine, just for a moment, that nothing in your life is random. Not the delay, not the detour, not the silence, not even the disappointment. Imagine that every event, especially the ones you resist, is quietly arranging itself in your favor. What if the universe is not testing you, but positioning you? What if what you call setbacks are simply moves on a board you cannot yet see? Most people live reacting to appearances. They trust what their senses report. If the bank account is low, they feel insecure. If someone leaves, they feel abandoned. If a door closes, they assume rejection. But there is a deeper principle at work beneath what is visible. Your dominant assumption shapes your lived experience. Not occasionally, not sometimes, always. What you consistently accept as true becomes the lens through which reality organizes itself. If you assume life is difficult, it arranges obstacles. If you assume people disappoint you, they will. If you assume nothing works out, you will find evidence everywhere. But if you assume that everything is unfolding in your favor, even when it doesn't look like it, something remarkable happens. Your inner posture shifts. You stop fighting what is happening. You stop panicking over appearances. You begin to move through life with quiet certainty, and that certainty begins to shape outcomes. There was a man who believed he was perpetually unlucky. Every inconvenience confirmed. A missed call meant rejection. A delay meant failure. A minor expense meant financial doom. And his life complied. Not because fate had chosen him for hardship, but because he had chosen hardship as his expectation. Eventually, he grew tired of reinforcing the same pattern, so he decided, not with hope but with conviction, that everything, without exception, was working for him. When something went wrong, he refused to label it wrong. When plans changed, he assumed better ones were forming. At first, nothing external shifted, but internally something did. He slept better, he reacted less, he stopped spiraling. Opportunities that he once would have missed became visible to him. Conversations changed tone. People responded differently, not because the world magically transformed overnight, but because he did. You see, reality does not respond to your wishes, it responds to your identity. If you identify as someone life favors, you will begin behaving like that person. You will make bolder decisions, you will speak with more assurance, you will hesitate less, and the world mirrors identity faster than it mirrors desire. The mistake most people make is this: they try to change circumstances before they change assumption. They look at their life and say, "When this improves, I'll believe." But the order is reversed. Believe, and then you will perceive improvement. You do not wait for proof. You generate the state from which proof emerges. Think of a time in your life when something seemed catastrophic and later revealed itself as necessary. The job you didn't get, the relationship that ended, the opportunity that collapsed. At the time, it felt like loss. In hindsight, it was alignment. What if you could live with that hindsight in advance? What if instead of needing proof afterward, you trusted during? Trust is not passive. It is a decision to interpret every event as movement, not obstruction. When something unexpected happens, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "How is this moving me forward?" The question alone shifts your nervous system. You stop shrinking, you start observing, you stop reacting, you start aligning. And alignment is powerful. When you assume things are working out, you carry yourself differently. You no longer chase frantically. You no longer cling desperately. You no longer interpret every silence as rejection. You move from composure. From composure comes clarity. From clarity comes better choices. From better choices comes better outcomes. It looks like luck from the outside. It is assumption from the inside. This is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about choosing your internal position regardless of appearance. You can see uncertainty and still stand in certainty. You can experience delay and still expect arrival. You can encounter challenge and still assume advantage. The world does not rearrange because you beg it to. It rearranges because you embody the version of yourself for whom it already has. If you knew, truly knew, that success was inevitable, how would you move today? Would you hesitate as much? Would you overthink every decision? Would you shrink in conversations? Or would you speak as if the outcome was already secured? That version of you exists now, not in the future, not after something changes, now. It is simply a shift in assumption. Most people rehearse fear all day long. What if this fails? What if I lose? What if it goes wrong? And then they are surprised when life reflects those rehearsals. Instead, rehearse certainty. It's unfolding, it's aligning, it's redirecting me. You do not need to see the entire path to trust the direction. You only need to decide what kind of story you are living in. If your story is one where life supports you, you will begin seeing support everywhere. If your story is one where life opposes you, you will find confirmation endlessly. The outer world is not fixed, it is interpreted. And interpretation becomes expectation. Expectation becomes behavior. Behavior becomes reality. This is why effort alone does not create change. Struggle does not guarantee outcome, but identity reshapes effort. When you assume things are working out, you stop forcing, you stop gripping, you stop exhausting yourself trying to control every detail. You maintain the inner state and let events arrange around it. There will be moments when appearances challenge you, moments when evidence seems contrary. In those moments, most people abandon their assumption. They say, "See, it's not working." But persistence is the key, not blind denial, steady conviction. When something goes wrong, smile, not because you are naive, but because you refuse to interpret it as defeat. Say quietly, "This too is part of it," and continue. Life responds to your dominant belief, not your occasional affirmation. If your dominant belief becomes, "Everything works in my favor," life will begin matching that rhythm. You will notice synchronicities. You will notice ease. You will notice that what once felt chaotic now feels coordinated. It is not magic, it is alignment. You are not here to react to life. You are here to shape it, first internally, then externally. The moment you stop seeing yourself as at the mercy of circumstance, you step into authorship. You become the one deciding what events mean, and meaning determines momentum. Everything working out does not mean everything is easy. It means everything is useful. Everything is positioning you. Everything is refining you. Everything is contributing to the outcome you expect. Choose wisely what you expect. You do not control every event, but you do control the story you assign to it, and the story shapes the experience. From this moment forward, experiment. When something shifts unexpectedly, do not label it negative. Say, "Interesting, this is moving somewhere." Hold that stance, walk with that composure, speak from that confidence. Let your nervous system memorize certainty. You will begin to notice that life feels lighter, not because there are no challenges, but because you are no longer interpreting them as threats. You are not waiting for the world to prove itself to you. You are deciding what it is proving. Everything is always responding. The only question is, to what? Choose your assumption deliberately. Choose the one where you are supported. Choose the one where things align. Choose the one where even detours serve you. And then remain faithful to it. Not loudly, not desperately, quietly, calmly, consistently. Act as if everything is unfolding in your favor. Move as if the outcome is secured. Think as if alignment is constant. Because the moment that assumption becomes natural to you, your world will begin reflecting it. Not perfectly overnight, but progressively, unmistakably, undeniably. Everything is moving. Everything is arranging. Everything is aligning. Assume it, live it, and watch what follows.